Okay, so today we are gonna need our English book. So can I have, I'll be David, and I'll grab everybody for the row. If you two wanna grab for your rows and Ryder for your row.
Like, yeah, like this.
Alright. And I'll tell you here in a second what page we need to be on. Okay, so today we are gonna do some descriptive writing. I know I've had you guys do descriptive writing before, but today we're gonna go in a little bit more detail of what descriptive writing is. Does anybody know what descriptive writing is? Good.
Like where you're writing, like you like for like make the reader feel like they're like in the thing because of these and like everything's like making them feel like they're like actually living.
Yeah, exactly. So who would like to read a book that's not descriptive? They just talk about, oh, I walked down the street and I passed a tree and a blue house. It's not very descriptive, so it's not very interesting, right? When you read, you really want to be able to feel like you're in the story, living the adventure or whatever the story may be about. So when you read, you want to use interesting words, and not just any interesting words, but very descriptive words. So when we're describing things, if I were to ask you to tell me about your Christmas day, what words would you think of? Or how would you describe it?
Joyful.
Joyful. Okay, that's a what? These are your 5 senses, right? Joyful is what sense?
Like,
Actually, there's 6 senses, so there's a 6th one, but it's a feeling.
yeah.
Joyful is a feeling, right? What's another one?
Excitement.
Excitement. Can you give me one of these? Like hearing, taste.
Taste.
Favorite about
For Christmas, what did you eat?
And
Ham. Okay, was it good?
yeah.
How would you describe it?
Tasty.
Tasty. But what does it taste like? If I were to ask you, what does ham taste like? And you said tasty, I'd be like, that doesn't give me anything to go off of. Was it juicy?
Yeah.
Did it taste like pineapple?
No.
Brown sugar? Was it plain ham?
I think yeah.
Was it salty?
Yeah.
Okay. Just by using those type of words, you're describing to me what you ate. Salty ham. Salty, moist, or juicy ham. Leah, what about a sound? What do you hear a lot of on Christmas?
I was gonna say like loud, like a lot of people are just excited and like gasping and yelling because they got like everything they want.
Exactly, especially if you have like little brothers or sisters or nieces or nephews or cousins that are running around making a lot of noise. You hear Christmas carols, you hear laughter. What I just passed out to you guys is a there's like 5 sheets in there, but it gives you different words for descriptive words. So it gives you all the different senses and different words that you can use when you're describing something. So there are guidelines for descriptive writing. If you guys can turn to page, let me see, 325. It's reference 142, so it might be the next page.
Yeah.
Is it the next page? So it's gonna be 326. for our descriptive guidelines, when describing people, it says that you need to use these type of details. Appearance. Can anybody tell me what appearance is? Ty.
Like how something looks or like how the TV looks.
What they're wearing, their hair color, their eye color, do they wear glasses? What type of shoes are they wearing? Are they dressed casual? Are they dressed in a fancy dress? How they walk. Have you ever just sat back and people watched? Have you? And just watched how everybody walks a different way. My dad used to walk like this. Depends on how old you are. But watch, describing how people walk, their voice. Is it loud? Is it boisterous? Is it raspy? Their mannerisms. Do they talk with their hands? I do. And then we also have gestures and personality traits. Personality traits are a fun one because everybody has different types of personalities. And then describing people. It all depends on where you're at too. So any special situations related to the person being described. Was it Christmas, Halloween, a wedding? And then striking details that make that person stand out. And for describing places, we have sensory details. So sensory details that create a clear picture of the place's physical features. So if I asked you what our room looks like, in detail, I would want you to say the colors, textures, where everything is located, the sounds, the smells. Is it old? Is it new? The shapes. And then does it have unusual or unique features? Or special circumstances related to the place? Like, do you go to one person's house only for certain events in your life? And then why the place is special? I mean, for us, it's special circumstances is school. This is what this room is used for school. And then there's also describing animals, plants, or objects. So, of course, sensory details. If I ask you to tell me about your dog, you can tell me what type of dog he is. Maybe he's a German Shepherd. But what color is he? Does he have long fur, short fur? Does he shed a lot? What's the texture of his fur? Is it soft? Is it wiry? Is it curly? How old is he? When he barks, what type of sound does he make? And then when describing an incident or an event, for this one we have to go in chronological order, in the way things happened. That's like taking a recipe and not doing it in chronological order. Most of the time, it does not work out too well. So when you do things for descriptive essays, if it's for an event or something that has happened, you're going to say first and go into what happened first, and then you have everything in chronological order. So everything makes sense. And then of course we have describing nature. So what are the special features of the season or the scene? Christmas, or did you go hiking in the mountains one time with family? Sensory details, so of course the colors, textures, sights, sounds. And then any plants, insects, birds, or other animals that are in nature with you. Do you hear birds? Do you hear deer walking past you? I know, do you go hunting? Oh, Bo does. Bo goes hunting. So when you're out hunting, because you usually go really early in the morning for deer, right?
Yeah.
Before sunup. When you're out there, I'm sure that you hear lots of different things.
Yeah.
Like little leaves crunching from like animals running by or birds.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the any special conditions related to the scene. So did you go deer hunting? Did you go fishing? Hiking with family? And then our last one is describing a feeling. This one gets kind of complicated sometimes to try to describe how something makes you feel. That's why I gave you the paper with all the different words that you can use. What is the cause of this feeling or emotion? When you're at a wedding, usually people are very happy. So the cause of that emotion is the wedding, two people getting married. And physical signs that occur as a result of this feeling, so a smile, a frown, tears, hugs, sobs, laughter, a red face. And then figurative language for comparison, so that's personification, metaphors, and similes. Do we know what personification means? What's personification, Cash?
Like if the clock has arms on it, so it's like doing human, like you can kind of do like human things even though you're not a human.
It's comparing it to human features, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly, and that's like similes, that's comparing two things that are the same. Or you have metaphor. What's a metaphor? Leah,
Comparing two things, not using like or abs.
not using what?
Like or abs.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me an example?
But you could say like I don't know, all the ones I can think of use like or abs.
Mm-hmm. The board looks white as a ghost. Is one.
I know.
That's usually
That has
bad.
abs.
That has as.
My Minecraft book flew out of my inventory like a plague.
That has
That has
like
What?
No one
Let me
has
see if
Star
I can
Wars
find one for you guys.
No one has Star Wars related.
echo.
There should be some in the book that will. Here, let me see. Metaphors. It's been a while since we've been over
Wait,
this one.
this one, I think I thought,
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's like actually like counts. The boy jumped so like hard the ground shook. Is that a metaphor or no?
That's personification for the ground. The moon was a beacon in the sky.
What's it
Star Wars
again?
related.
What?
A beacon is a bright light that calls.
Mm-hmm.
So like the moon was a beacon in the sky. Doesn't use like or as, but it's not actually a beacon. That would be an example
That would be,
of a metaphor.
or I ate like a pig.
No, you use.
Oh wait, that's,
I am a pig. At a buffet, I am a pig.
that one's a good one. All right, so we have these. We need to, oh, this is what I wanted to, actually, I'll wait a minute for that one. So I'm gonna give you guys a minute to kind of read through, writing a descriptive paragraph, reference 143, and then we're gonna read it together. And then we will go over our choices for this assignment. Does anybody need any more time? All right, who would like to read? Leah?
want me to read like the
Yeah.
topic sentence and the body paragraph, or just read the?
Yeah, read the reference 143, the sentence 1, and then the following sentences, and then the last sentence.
I remember seeing the ocean for the first time. I could actually taste the salt mist of the ocean before I could even see it. In fact, grandfather had to turn on the wipers in order to see the road. I rolled down my window so I could hear the crashing waves as they thundered against the shore. Birds I had only seen in pictures squawked in the sky. As we drew nearer, every conceivable sight and sound surrounding the ocean was magnified and electrified. When we finally reached the ocean, I just sat in our car, unable to move. I couldn't take my eyes off the panoramic view in front of me. As I eased out of the vehicle, I was struck by the vastness and untamed beauty of the ocean. The water was the color of my grandfather's eyes, blue-gray with just a hint of sparkle. It went beyond what I could see. In fact, it seemed to go on forever. My grandfather told me to look hard and maybe I could see the coast of Portugal, only a few thousand miles away. I remember laughing as I ran from the waves before they drenched me. My grandfather and I ate on a blanket on the beach so we could get the full effect of the awesome power of the ocean. Now, whenever I think of the ocean, I think of my grandfather and that wonderful time we shared together.
Okay, so when you read that, you could possibly see driving down the road and feel and maybe even smell the ocean. So when we're in the first couple of sentences, can anybody give me one describing word that they see or that they read? I mean, the first sentence, there's something. Lillian?
Well, where was it? It was the blue-gray was just a hint of sparkle like up on top of the ocean.
Well, yeah, his eyes were the color of blue-gray with just a hint of sparkle. That's a good one. The first sentence, Cash, what do you see?
Oh, I have the waves thunder.
Okay, the waves thundered, so you can actually hear the waves. Keaton?
Taste the salt mist.
Yes. She could actually taste the salt mist of the ocean before she even seen it. All of these words describe how she's feeling, how she is tasting things, how she is seeing things. So when you read this, like I said, when you write down whatever we choose to do, I want to be able to read your paragraphs and be able to feel like I'm there with you, to be able to see it through your eyes, to know how something tastes or something smells or something feels. Alright, so I am gonna pass out pieces of paper and I'll show you the reason why here in a minute. I think it would make things a little bit easier to come up with words that you may get stuck on or you don't know how to explain how you feel or something, the way that tastes or the way you're seeing things. You have an extra?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just put it back up there.
Does everybody have one? Alright, so this is just to help to keep you organized. We've done the graphic organizer quite a few times. This time, we're not going to need that. If you would like to, this is what I do anyways, I usually make my own organizer or Venn diagram on my paper to kind of put things in order of how I would like to do it. But this one will help you a little bit when picking I put down all of the senses. I had my paper like this. I put down taste, sounds, sight, smell, feelings. Am I missing one? Taste. No, I have taste. I'm missing one. Feelings, touch, because those are two different ones, so there are 6. All right, for, I don't like how it doesn't give your guys' page numbers either. The very end of this lesson, yes, the very end, the very last page, it should give you your writing assignments. Let's see. It gives us, okay, there it is. So it gives us a couple of choices to choose from. So your writing topics are an experience I'll never forget. So a blue mood, does everybody know what a blue mood is? Blue is like in quotation. The color blue means usually, Leah,
Usually sad.
sad. When someone's blue, it means that they're sad. So we will write about, you need to write about one of your times that you were sad, or something that is broken. My favorite mouse pad, which is not a fun one. So if you want to come up with something that is your favorite, yes, keep
You said descriptive essay, is it just a paragraph?
descriptive essay. So it is just a paragraph, but we know that when we have one paragraph, we still need an introduction and a conclusion. So technically it's 3, but for descriptive, the introduction and the conclusion do not have to be quite as long as like a persuasive introduction and conclusion. Because we're not trying to persuade, we're not really listing a whole bunch of things, we're just going to, in a sentence or two, introduce what we are going to talk about, what we're going to be describing. A room other than the one in my house, or a room in my house, or I will let you guys pick a topic of your choice.
I have a question.
Yes,
For the sad one, could it be an online experience from Sunday morning?
can you elaborate?
So when I lost the vice presidential election in Minecraft, like I
That
actually,
made you really, really sad?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So you can pick something, you know, a room within your house, a room somewhere else. You can pick a time that you felt sad, or you can pick something of your choice. Like 5th and 6th, they did like their favorite person. You can write about your favorite person. And then you just write about their appearance, how they walk, their mannerisms, their characteristics, how they talk, or your favorite place that you like to go. Do you like, you know, going to the mall? Describe the mall. Tell me all about the mall. Or where's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite food? I'm not asking for 3 paragraphs, I'm just asking for one good, detailed paragraph. Okay? Can it be longer than 1 paragraph? Sure. I'm not gonna complain if you wanna write and write and write. Write till your little heart's content. That does not bother me. I know, some people enjoy writing and some people it's a little bit more difficult.
I actually enjoy.
But I'm hoping that this will be a little bit more fun for you so that you can pick something that you like and then you can describe the things that you like. Yes. 4 for ideas. Oh, to type it out? Yes, sir. I will put a link in Google Classroom. It will be a link only for your final. Okay? Which your final won't be due for another couple of days.
So I have a question. Is this optional?
I would highly suggest you look through that.
Okay, but this one we have to write all the sentences down.
That's not for, well, I mean, when you're thinking about where you're going, where or who you will be writing about. If you think of a smell, put down the smell. You know, what does that person smell like? Do they smell like apples? Do they smell like strawberries? Do they smell like summertime? What does summertime smell like? I use it just because it keeps my thoughts all together, because sometimes you mistake feelings, like tasty is a feeling. Tasty is a feeling and not actual taste, because that's something that you feel or your opinion. That's like saying something is nice. Nice is one of those overused words, along with great or good. And if you guys need help with finding words, let me know. There's also a way in your computer, when you're in Google doing your paper, I think you can highlight a word and look up synonyms. And it gives you other words to replace the boring words, such as good, great, gooder.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. It's hard to think,
No, I just gooder. It's wonderful. Love it. Yes,
I have a question.
yes.
So like, I didn't know if my class had that
So I'm not reading my
Why was supposed to have
That is an experience, but that's gonna be more of feelings. Like, how do you feel? See if we look.
I immediately turned around because of my amazing right here.
And guys, also, reference 142 will help you when you're writing, especially if you're writing about an animal or an event or a place or people. It gives you the guidelines to go by. Use that to help you write your paragraph also. So right here, for an incident or event, you're gonna tell me how things happened, okay? And then you answer these questions, so any of the who, what, when, where, why, and how questions.
But like, I don't really like
Yeah. An unforgettable experience. This is something that you're never gonna forget. Exactly. So it's unforgettable. All right, and then these rules still apply. So do size 12 font, double space lines. The heading is in bold. Remember, if you're using more than just one word, you need to capitalize all the words, except for the ones that are unimportant, which are a, and, of, the small words. But the first and the last word in a title are always capitalized, always, no ifs, ands, or buts with that one, always capitalized. And then put your name under your heading, please. Does anybody have any questions? That'll be a good one, that one has lots of feelings and hated it. Alright. Yeah, moving is not fun, definitely not fun, I don't like it either. What are you writing? Your dog.
I'm learning about my fun weekend.
Yeah, I'm writing about Minecraft server.
Alright, who's writing about animals? They're animals. Okay, what about a person? Here's kind of.
No, I'm taking the word.
What about people or a person? Anybody writing about a person? What about a place? Who's writing about a place? Okay.
Anyone on the mouse?
What about an event?
Kind of cool.
Both, an event in a place? There you go.
Then you could ride behind
Nicole.
us and we could trade you.
What do you think? Can I ask? Or would you rather have it just on paper? Just on paper? Okay, sure. Alright, perfect, guys. I'll give you guys the next 10-15 minutes to kinda figure out what you wanna write about and to kinda jot down notes, stuff like that. I did finish grading your last papers. I do have to say, I am so proud of you guys for being able to work within groups and, you know, work together to get a paper accomplished. I just wanted to try something different, and I think it turned out well for you guys. Who wants this though? Give it to you and then you can share it with the others if you'd like.